Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Your Financial Future, brought to you by our good friends at Bankers Life. My name is Jim Strawn, representing Bankers Life. We welcome you in to another edition of It's Your Financial Future. This edition, we're going to be talking about legacy, some of the services that Bankers Life offers, their rich tradition, their long history, but I think you're going to see a theme of legacy, so lots of good insight coming your way, lots of really good information about your financial future coming your way. We have a great show lined up. We have the regional director here, Dennis Harmison is with us, and after we talk with Denny for a little while, we're going to talk to two young professionals, two young financial professionals, two young professionals that are working and carving their way in the Bankers Life world, a field manager, an agent, young people, talking about legacy and talking about maybe how you can get involved as a career opportunity as a young person, or even maybe you want to switch careers. But we're talking Bankers Life for the next 20 or 25 minutes or so we hope you sit back, we hope you relax, we hope that you soak it all in. As I turn to my right, he's no stranger to this program. Of course, he's on most of these shows for a little while. We love having him in. Say hello to Dennis Harmison. Denny, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing, Jim?
Doing good, my friend. You're the regional director. You still are, right? That was the last time we had you on.
Yes, I am. I woke up this morning, I'm still a director.
Yeah, you've been traveling a lot, and that's a good thing. You're
Yes.
traveling a lot to help a lot of folks. Talk about your role a little bit as the regional director, not just of West Virginia, but you provide services and help folks in other states as well, right?
Oh, yes. We're all over the place. I feel like I'm in a different city every day.
You have been. But again, you're doing good work for a lot of folks all around the East Coast.
We do. I feel like that what we do is invaluable, helping people have a peace of mind during the retirement years. And you talk about the young folks, watching the young people, their lives change throughout the years. My life changed. I was once young.
You're a legacy in yourself.
Yeah, I was once young. I started with the company. I was 19. I'm clearly not 19 now.
Clearly. I'm kidding. I love you, brother.
That's okay. I love you too. But anyways, yeah. So over the years, just watching lives change, watching the customer, the client, I should say, helping change their lives, protecting their livelihood, and then watching the individuals like you mentioned earlier that you're going to speak to, the individuals that come on board, and watching their lives change. That's what it's all about. It's changing lives. It's amazing watching that process.
I mentioned Bankers Life has been around for a while. Very rich tradition, long history. I remember years ago, Paul Harvey was a spokesperson for Bankers Life. But you like to tell the story about when it started, and I think this really is very telling. I love that story. Tell it again. How long has Bankers Life been around?
Since the light bulb.
Since the light bulb.
Since the light bulb.
So that's close to 150 years now?
Almost 150 years. I mean, that's a rich history. I mean, we've been through both world wars. We've been through the Great Depression. I mean, we were one of the first companies to help the government have a standardized Medicare program. I mean, we have been through the thick and the thin of everything, of every economy. We're tried and true. I say that there's pretty much over the last 150 years that Bankers hasn't been through. We've seen it all. And still standing strong.
And when you say Bankers, and you talk about taking care of people's futures, and the name of this show is Your Financial Future, give us a little backdrop on some of the services that you provide to the families, to the individuals, and why would someone need to call Bankers Life?
Well, I think that, I just did a talk on this in Philadelphia yesterday about what we do as financial professionals, and, they were always, the question was, what value do you bring? I think the value that we bring is we help people protect everything they worked their entire life for. That's the value that we bring to the table, is whether it's your health insurance with Medicare, whether it's long-term care, whether it's your end of life stage planning, the final expenses, or it's protecting your retirement savings. That's what we do. We build a solid plan for your retirement so that you can live a worry-free retirement. And a lot of people, the perception of, Bankers Life of, it's just life insurance and things like that. That's just not us.
Go beyond life insurance. You do investments, you do the long-term health planning, you do the Medicare thing and the benefits. And we just came out of open enrollment, which was the fourth quarter, October to December, right? So talk about some of the things that you do.
More Medicare beneficiaries last quarter, fourth quarter, I should say.
Right?
Yeah, from October to December, more Medicare beneficiaries than ever before that needed our help. And we helped more Medicare beneficiaries.
Is that because there's more 65 plus folks in America, or just they recognize Bankers Life as such a reputable company? You guys are doing well because you're trusted.
Well, Both.
Both, okay.
Both of
Yeah.
that. There's over 80 million Medicare beneficiaries, and we're one of the strongest Medicare providers in the country. So it goes hand in hand. But yeah, like to answer your question, it goes so much further beyond just a life policy. We're so much more than just Bankers Life. We are Bankers Life Securities. We're everything. We do, like I said, Medicare, long-term care, life insurance, and financial investments and retirement savings accounts.
We talked about it earlier. You're in West Virginia, but we didn't get, you work in Pennsylvania. You were in Philadelphia. You got space up in Pittsburgh. I know you go to Florida some. What are your responsibilities as the regional director?
Well, my responsibilities is I feel like sometimes that, like I said, I'm in a different city every day, but it's for a good purpose. We go to D.C., we go to Baltimore, we go to St. Louis. I was in St. Louis last week. We were in, Harrisburg and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. I've been to all those places, Delaware. We were all over these places over just the last 2 weeks span.
But just so I want people to know, you're a Charlestonian. You're a West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm right, and always end up right back here in South Charleston, West Virginia.
I love it. We're talking with Dennis Harmison. Denny is the regional director for Bankers Life. If you'd like to get a hold of him or any of the field agents or anyone, you have questions about Bankers Life, you have questions about Medicare, you have questions about investments, you have questions about your financial future, give Bankers Life a telephone call. The Charleston office is 304-757-4134. I'm going to give it again, 304-757-4134. This legacy, we were talking off air, we have legacy within Bankers Life with young people working that their fathers worked there or their mothers worked there. And there's probably been 3 or 4 generations of Bankers Life families working in Bankers Life. But when we talk about legacy, I think of my legacy, and I do think of my legacy, and I'm at the age where I'm talking to you folks about Medicare. I'm 65 this year.
Sure.
I turned 65
and you
in
look
October.
Fantastic.
I'm talking to you guys right now about Medicare benefits and long-term care, and do I have enough money to live until I'm 88? That's what you guys do. You insure that, right? I mean, or give us a plan. But when I think of my legacy, I think of after I'm not physically here on this planet anymore. What will my legacy be? And I like your line. But let's talk about legacy in that regard. You know, is my legacy going to be etched so deep that I am able to leave money to my family or to my college or to my church or my favorite nonprofit, my favorite charity? What's your line that you use?
I always say, like, you got to think of legacy. Are you leaving behind a burden or are you leaving behind a blessing?
A blessing. I want to leave a blessing. And,
Don't
doesn't most people, right?
Yeah, don't we all? We don't want to leave. We want to make things better for the next generation. We want to make things a little bit easier, leave the world a little bit better place. And that's what I truly talk to our clients about is, think about, when you pass on, and that's, nobody wants to talk about that, but there comes a day, then when at that time, are you making things better or are you making things worse? And that's, are you leaving behind a burden or a blessing?
That is such a great line, Denny. That's just a beautiful line. 304-757-4134. So the first quarter of 2025 is
off and running.
Almost behind us now. We're off and running in 2025. How's the outlook look for Bankers Life and who you're helping and your families in 2025 and even beyond? Then I want to throw in the market. You guys watch the market. I watch the market. A little turbulent right now. Some uncertain times. How's consumer confidence? I want to let you talk about the landscape of what you guys are doing in 2025 and maybe even into 26.
Yeah, so let's lead into 2025. 2024 was a record year again for us, and that kind of bled into 2025. And coming out of the gates in 2025, it was off to a slow start because there was a lot of uncertainty. You're talking about uncertainty. A lot of people.
A change in presidency that always leads. What's the plans?
A lot of people were on standby.
Yeah.
And then a lot of individuals now are starting to feel the effects of the uncertainty, and that's where we come in again, is providing certainty in uncertain times. And right now in March, things are starting to turn pick up even more so for us, because this year there are more T65s. Well, I say T65, that's turning 65.
Turning 65.
And that is the age of Medicare. There are more. This is the pinnacle year of Medicare. There are more people.
So I'm in a pretty big group, aren't I?
This is the pinnacle year.
I'm a baby boomer, born in 1960. I T65 this year. There's a lot of us, right?
There are more people uncertain this year than ever before.
I am right there with everybody. And so I'm uncertain. And is this true about when things are uncertain and you're just not sure? And your confidence is it's wavering, do you tend to hang out in the barn a little bit longer before you do something, or should you do something?
Well, that's I say this all the time. Indecision is a decision.
Right.
You
Yeah,
just make
yeah,
a decision
yeah.
not to make a decision.
Yeah.
And so
Great line again.
you're absolutely right. Most of the time when people are not sure, they do nothing. And that's the worst position you could be in, because eventually there's going to be a call to action that you got to do something, and that's where we come in. Is let's not wait too long. Let us help you on the front end so that we don't have to panic on the back end. And that's where you have some of the young professionals that we have, some of the financial professionals that we have. Despite your circumstances, we can sit down with you and develop a solid plan so that you don't have to sit there and be paralyzed by uncertainty. And that's the worst position you can find yourself in, is just in a situation where you don't know and you don't know what to do. And that's where you sitting down with one of our financial professionals is, we have the answers for you. We I always say how much easier is the test if you have the answers to the questions.
Wow.
Let us give you the answers.
Yeah, I mentioned at the top of the show this thing was going to be full of insight. Little did I know that Denny was going to fill us up to here with insight. I mean, good advice, good financial advice. This is another edition of It's Your Financial Future, brought to you by Bankers Life. Give them a call. If you have any questions, no obligation, just give them a call, chat. They have great reps, they have great agents, they have great field managers, they have great directors, they have great staff. They're very knowledgeable. And Bankers Life, there's no life like the Bankers Life. And if you want to join Bankers Life and maybe have an opportunity for your career, I highly recommend it. Give them a call, 304-757-4134. Denny, we've talked about a lot of things. You've given us a lot of great advice, a lot of, trying to make things a little certain in these uncertain times. Is there something that I haven't asked you that you need to get off your chest, a parting shot, something the audience needs to know about Bankers Life moving forward?
Yeah, I would say that there's two sides to the coin here. One, if you are an individual that you're looking for a change, a career change, looking for an opportunity to grow personally, professionally, financially, we might be your home.
Yeah.
That's one side of the coin. There's a lot. You're going to speak to a couple of our representatives that that is legacy of bankers. One of them's my daughter. One of them is the individual that I trained, my partner for 20 years.
You've known both of the next two guests since they were born.
Yeah.
Well, one's your daughter, and one you knew right away was your partner's son.
Yeah, partner. Yes, and it's so funny, like how life is full circle now.
Yeah.
That I trained Jimmy, and now Jimmy's son is training my daughter, and that's the circle
legacy
of life.
part.
Yeah, that's the legacy part here.
But that's also a Bankers Life culture too. It's a family atmosphere. You don't have to be in the family, but it's a family organization as far as families helping families.
Yeah.
Is what you guys are all about.
We don't make handshakes. We give hugs. Everybody.
Right.
We're family.
Well, I've been with your family. I've been with the Bankers Life family. I've been part of you guys for 3 or 4 years, watching you grow. Love to watch you grow. I'm in the family. I talked to Xander. We're going to talk to next, and Lauren, your daughter. So
absolutely.
I've known them for 3 or 4 years now, and I'm proud. I'm so proud of you, Denny.
Thank you.
I'm going to applaud you publicly. This guy right here, he does work hard. He is in the city every day, but he is a true West Virginian. He's a true Charlestonian, and he comes back, but he's making big things happen at Bankers Life. I'm going to give the number one more time, 304-757-4134, 4134. Want to get that right. Denny, great to see you. Anything else? Are we leaving anything out? I think we're good.
No, I think that we're just going to talk about legacy.
We're going to talk about legacy with the legacy people in just a moment. I appreciate you, buddy. Good luck to the rest of the year. Okay,
Appreciate
Denny.
you.
There he is, Denny Harmison. He is our regional director with Bankers Life. 304-757-4134. Give him or any of his folks that work in his Bankers Life family. They'll take great care of you. And after we take a break and we get a couple folks lined up here, I'll be joined with Xander Schmitt and Lauren Harmison, some young professionals, some young financial professionals working in Bankers Life to continue the conversation with It's Your Financial Future, and we're talking legacy. I shall be right back. And just like that, we are back. Welcome in. Great conversation with Dennis Harmison, Denny Harmison, the regional director with Bankers Life. this edition of It's Your Financial Future. We're talking about legacy. Yes, we talked about legacy with Danny and how to leave an unbelievable legacy. But also there's legacy within Bankers Life, where they have various generations that have continued to work with Bankers Life. So we're going to continue our conversation about Bankers Life, all things Bankers Life. We're glad that you stayed with us. It's your financial future. And we're going to have a great conversation now with two young, up-and-coming young professionals, young financial planners, young professional financial folks. I think they're agents or field managers, so we welcome into It's Your Financial Future for the very first time. Denny was a veteran. These folks are not. Xander, how are you?
Good, sir. Thanks for having us.
Xander Schmitt.
Yes, sir.
You're an agent, field manager with Bankers Life. Lauren Harmison, how are you, young lady?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. You're a young agent with Bankers Life as well.
Yes.
And the gentleman we just had on, that's your father?
Correct.
Doesn't get more legacy than that, does it?
I can't get away from
You
it.
can't get away from it, right? Xander, I'm going to start with you. The
Okay.
theme of the show for this It's Your Financial Future is legacy. So let's talk about your legacy. You grew up around Bankers Life. Talk about your experience in growing up. Your father still does or did work with Bankers Life?
He's still with the company.
He's still with the company.
He's been with us for about 20 years. The week I started, he actually relocated to Harrisburg, PA. So
Okay.
it's
Is he, so he's in Harrisburg, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That's,
currently.
that's the state capital of Pennsylvania, correct? So we went from one state capital to another?
Yep.
And he's been up there since when?
Right at 2.5 years now.
Okay.
Yep. He loves it up there.
Yeah. But you're from the Charleston area?
Yeah. Grew up in Nitro, Cross Lanes.
You're a Wildcat?
Graduated. I am.
You played a little soccer in
I did.
high school, didn't
I
you?
did.
You love that sport,
Remember what
don't you?
happened in 2018, don't you?
Did you guys do something well in 2018?
Won states.
You won the states.
Yes, sir.
As a Nitro Wildcat. Very good. So you like soccer, you like sports, but were you destined your whole young professional career? You went to Marshall. You went to Marshall University, and after that, did you know what you were going to do, or did you think your dad, hey, Dad, can I work with Bankers Life?
No.
What'd you think?
I never thought I was going to be an insurance guy.
Okay.
I guess I was always listening to his conversations, dealing with clients and other people at the office, but I went to Marshall, exercise science major. That didn't work out. COVID happened, and
Yeah.
they kicked us all, online, and I didn't feel like I was learning. Started serving tables and took a step back and realized I needed to do something,
Did
with
you
my
talk to
life.
your father?
Yeah. I mean, we've
Yeah,
always
close?
been very close. He's going to be the best man at my wedding coming up.
Sweet.
But I knew that, I knew he did well for himself. I knew he had a flexible schedule. Never missed, I'm the oldest of 7 kids.
Wow.
And he never missed graduation or practices or games.
Because of the
So,
flexibility of
Yeah.
the Bankers Life role that he has allowed him to do. You thought, well, that looks pretty attractive.
Yeah,
Dad, I'm going to give it a shot.
it
How long
was.
you been with Bankers Life now?
Right at 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
How you doing?
I love it. I mean, I'm beyond blessed.
You're learning every day.
Yep.
It's all. Denny's a good leader, and you're surrounded by good people. I know Bankers Life for a fact because I've been to a lot of your trainings. You guys train a lot. The family atmosphere, but you train a lot. You teamwork together. It's a family helping other families, as I mentioned in the first segment.
Yeah, absolutely. Every office day we have a training. Every time we take new agents out in the field, we call it Windshield University. Just showing them the ropes, giving them the little pointers, like, hey, did you catch this in that appointment or that? So it really is a family culture. Everybody's lifting each other up all the time.
And Lauren, a young agent, an agent with Bankers Life. You've not been there how long?
Since October.
So 6 months.
6 months.
So you're
yeah.
you don't even have a year under your belt yet.
I don't.
But Denny, being your father, did you think, okay, I want to do what my dad did, or were you going to go a completely different direction, and then you ended up there? Talk about your journey to where you are today.
I absolutely did not think I'd be
Right,
working
I didn't
for
think
my
you did.
dad.
Yeah.
I went to WVU and I majored in econ because I wanted to go to law school.
Okay.
Well, that didn't really work out, so I thought I'd try nursing school.
Yeah.
That didn't really work out either, and I was like, well, something's going to have to
Now
happen.
what? Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I just didn't feel comfortable in anything. So I texted with my dad, and my dad sat me down, and then I reached out to him because remember when we were little, we were like,
You two have known each other basically
Yeah.
your whole life, right?
We're getting
Yeah.
babysat together.
Yeah.
Her brother got stuck behind a dryer. That's a
yeah,
funny
we were
story.
playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
So you
My
reached
brother
out to Xander and said, hey.
I know we had talked like when we were younger, we were like, we're never working for our dads. Like, there is no way. And then now he was like, well, just come try it. Like,
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, getting to spend time with somebody you grew up every day with one of the people we work with, she's like my sister. So it's actually, I really like it so far.
Yeah, so your comfort level is
It's
pretty
very
high.
comfortable.
You're very comfortable.
Yes.
And I bet it's rewarding, and I know you're young and I know you're new, but you already can see the benefits that you're providing for families and maybe older generation like myself. You already can see it, right?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
rewarding.
my dad, started at 19, he didn't go to college or anything, worked with bankers for 30 years.
Yeah.
But he was also my basketball coach my entire life.
Yeah. Because of his flexibility.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
with what he could provide for our family while still working and everything, it's really nice to see.
Xander, if a young person is watching this in their 20s, tried a few roles, had a few jobs, maybe some things aren't panning out, just like Lauren, if you have a plan when you're in your high school and in college, but the plan is always susceptible to changing. So it's a journey, and everything we've ever done in our life prepares us to be who we are today.
Absolutely.
So what would you say to somebody that's like, I don't know where I'm landing yet? What's attractive as a career at Bankers Life?
Well, financially, obviously, it's lucrative, but when I came into it, I didn't know what to expect. I knew we sat down with a lot of people and helped them plan for the future, but at the end of the day, helping other people that a lot of times are 3 times my age,
Right.
it opens your eyes to this whole new world of, oh my gosh, I got to get my stuff together, and it's made me personally grow a lot, and I get to help other people now.
So
personally,
a lot of
grow.
folks in their 20s, young 20s, and I'll use me as an example, we didn't know squat about financial future. We didn't know squat about money unless we were accounting major or finance major. But if you're an education major or just a nursing major or a healthcare major, you just don't think about money or the time value of money. And you don't think about 40 years from now or 30 years from now. And I think I started thinking about it more in my 30s, but you've got a head start. Lauren's got a head start. And it's a great place to work if you're watching this and you go, gosh, that sounds really like a neat place to work. And trust me when I tell you it is. I've been to their trainings. Give them a call, 304-757-4134. Xander, what's your favorite part? What do you like the most about helping someone my age, 65, 70 years old, and you're working with them now? When you go home, you go, gosh, that was a rewarding day because I helped them do what?
You never know what you're going to walk into or uncover, where somebody might need help. But it's just that phone call or that text message you get, or maybe the next time you see them, they just, hey, thank you so much again for coming out and helping me with X, Y, or Z. You're just giving them that peace of mind because we're able to help people in so many different ways. They really might be scared about transitioning to Medicare, but we can give them peace of mind there. They might be scared of the market, like you and Denny were talking about. We can give them peace of mind there. So there's so many opportunities, and just getting that reassurance that you really helped them. That's what's most powerful for me.
Lauren, I mentioned a lot throughout this show, and it's a legacy theme, but we're talking about all things Bankers Life. I know they do an amazing job training you folks. You get together for staff developments seemingly often. There's lots of Zoom meetings. You're always learning. Do you feel like that is helpful? I mean, obviously helpful to you, but it just gives you so much armed ammunition, knowledge to go out and work with the clients. Are you feeling that? Do you feel like you're learning a lot every day?
Absolutely. I mean, I have a whole entire notebook from our training up in Pittsburgh of like everything that I wrote down from what I learned, and people who have been doing this for years and years and years, giving like great advice, words to use, and it just is making everything a lot smoother. And I know like having veteran agents that are like older, and especially my dad has a way with words, so he's a great teacher. He was a great coach, so I learned a lot from him.
He does have a way with
else.
words. I mean, do you want to leave a burden or a blessing? I just love that line, and I've never heard it, and I said it a few times. What a great line. Do you want to leave a burden? No, you want to leave a blessing. And I want to leave a blessing. Most folks want to leave a blessing. You can leave a blessing. You can have a nice retirement life if you call the folks at Bankers Life and let them look at your plan. And every plan, by the way, every person is an individual with a different plan. They just can't blanket go, we can help you. We have to sit down. You sit down and go, what do you have? What's going on? What are your needs? And that's what you guys do a nice job of. You get to know the clients, you get to know the customers, you get to know the families, and you get to know their situation, and here's your plan. They're not cookie cutters.
Yeah.
Would you agree? I mean, I know what you guys are all about.
Yeah, you know, even husband and wife, you know, they both might be retiring at the same time, but their health insurance, one might fit the husband better than the wife. It's not all cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lauren, what do you think about the rest of 2025 into 2026? Where do you see yourself in about 18, 24, 36 months, 2 or 3 years? Do you see yourself staying with Bankers Life and growing and going, man, I can't believe how young I was at 23. I'm 26 now, and I think I know so much more than I did. You see the progression? You see yourself in 4 or 5 years from now?
Well, I think if I tried to leave now, I'd have a lot of people get upset with me.
Yeah, you're in it now, right?
Yeah, I'm in it for the long run.
You're doing well.
Yeah,
You're doing well.
I like working with everybody. It's like a family.
Yeah.
I'm actually studying my securities right now, so
Are you?
I want to educate, further my education.
Yeah. Well, that kind of triggers a question for me, Xander. What are some certifications or some official trainings that you have to get? Do you get them online? Does Bankers Life help you? Do they give it to you? Do you go somewhere and take a test?
As far as getting initially started?
Yeah, what are some certifications or tests or some licenses? What kind of license do you have to have?
You have to pass the state exam to get your health
Which
and life
state
licenses.
exam?
The health and life.
The health and life insurance exam.
Insurances,
Okay,
yeah.
you have to pass that.
You have to pass those.
Bankers helps you get prepared for that, I'm assuming.
Yes, we do. We provide you with the course. We help you. You know, I'm working with a guy right now. We've been texting back and forth. Hey, you need any help? You have any questions? He's like, no, it's a lot, but I think I'm good. I'm taking practice tests.
Okay.
You know, so we're also always catching up with them. But once you get started, then you start getting licensed with different carriers. You know, and then if you want to pursue the financial route, you got to pass the series. You know,
Right.
the SIE and the Series 6.
Lauren, where are you on all that process? What have you done so far? What have you passed or taken or getting prepared to take?
So I am licensed with all the carriers,
Okay.
you know, West Virginia Life, and right now I'm studying my securities license, my SIE, to get my financial advising license later in the future.
Very good. Is there something, Xander, that I haven't asked you? Is there a parting shot? Is there something the audience needs to know about you or Bankers Life that we haven't talked about that you'd like to leave them with? Well, here's your opportunity to give us a parting shot, whatever you want to say.
No, anybody that's interested in starting a new career or coming on board and, you know, they're interested in this lifestyle, I will say every single day is pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you know, to just to grow, right? And this is a good spot to do that. Even being here with you today, you know, I've never done anything like
Right,
this.
so you're growing today.
Yeah, I'm growing today, man, and I appreciate the opportunity.
You and I know this, and I say this to you often, and we've gotten tight over the last year or so. But folks, you only grow as a human being. You only grow as a professional person. You only grow as a person if you step out of your comfort zone. You cannot grow if you're comfortable. So you're growing today. Lauren, I bet you're growing today. I don't think you've done anything like this before, have you?
Not professionally.
Yeah.
I did a lot of basketball interviews when I was younger.
Because you were a ball player, right,
I
in
was
high school?
Patriot, yeah.
Yeah. Go G-Dub?
Go G-Dub.
Go G-Dub. Do you have a parting shot? Maybe some young folks are watching this, or maybe some folks that need your services. What would you say to them? What's a parting shot from Lauren Harmison?
It would probably be if you don't know your path, if you're in college or you're thinking about, you know, dropping out or have a gap year or something, just try it. I know at first I was very skeptical about it, but they were just give it a shot, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then okay. But I just say just try it.
Lauren, well, we'll leave it at that. Lauren Harmison, Xander Schmitt, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We also appreciate our good friend Dennis Harmison, who joined us earlier. Another edition of It's Your Financial Future. 2025 is off and running. Give Bankers Life a call. There's no life like the Bankers Life. Give them a call, 304-757-4134, 757-4134. They can certainly help you with all your financial needs. They can help you with any questions you may have. They walk you through Medicare. They walk you through long-term. They walk you through investments. They walk you through a plan so that you feel like you can have a life, a financial life, in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And folks are even, 100 is no big deal anymore. So get ready for your future. And we appreciate you tuning in to another edition of It's Your Financial Future brought to you by our good friends at Bankers Life. Until the next time, I am Jim Strawn, representing Bankers Life. Remember, it's your financial future. Make your own bed and lie in it so it's very comfortable. We'll see you next time on It's Your Financial Future.